Good life.
You
It's
can
fine.
finish the carrot. Get comfortable.
Okay.
With structure, or do you allow it to flow through intuition
Got you.
and some other shit? And then, like, what would you tell to somebody who was trying to get into their creative flow?
All right. This could be. Oh look, 11:01. Wow. That's beautiful. We're ready. Yeah. Breathe in, breathe out. Shake it up. Shake that out.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your girl, Ransom, and I am coming at you with another episode today. This one will be a little bit more light and not so deep and raw like the other conversations that we've been having, but I hope that you've been enjoying those conversations because those are much needed. Today, I have with me my producer, Honor, and so go ahead and introduce yourself because you be doing everything. So
What's good, y'all? I'm actually producing the show right now. I'm just on camera today as well. My name is Indigo. I'm a multi-dimensional, multi-hyphenate artist, and I'm here on Vybez Don't Lie with Ransom.
yes, vibes don't lie.
They don't.
Yay. Well, I wanted to talk to you today about creative flow just because you are so multifaceted, and especially like in media in general, and just like capturing things and producing stuff. So like, what does creative flow mean to you? And how do you know when you're in it?
What does creative flow mean to me? I think it's kind of immediately my mind goes to that one movie by Pixar. I think it's called Soul. And basically what happens is you have a pianist who,
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it? Yeah.
I've seen a part of it, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, he kind of works in his flow with his band. He kind of works himself up to the point to where like he's about to reach the flow, but then he's afraid of it, and then he kind of like talks himself down, or kind of just like waters down his essence right before then. And then I think it's not until he actually gets killed, I think he dies, that he like explores what flow means to him. And he sees like, dude, all I had to do was just like let go, and you know. So for me, my answer would be like a big part of flow, of creative flow for me, is surrender, for sure. It's very much so a co-creation, the way healers are co-healing in your medium. The other part is the intention of sort of just honoring the work, whatever it is that you're working on, allowing that work to work through you, and then using your skills to get there, and then not being afraid to almost meet God or meet Creator, meet Essence right there with you, because it does happen in flow. So that's kind of how I see it.
Word. Now, you know, other people just call this flow state. So whatever, creative flow state.
Yeah.
Like, how do you recognize, like, whether in your body or your mind when you're in that state? Like, what does that feel like for you to be in flow state?
Definitely a spotless mind, sort of consciousness, to where nothing else really exists except the present moment, which is very cliche to say, but for good reason, because you become immersed in the work, and then you realize that you become a part of the experience. You become the instruments and the environment and the air, and you know, your foot thumping if you're a producer, or you know, behind the camera. You know, you sort of like, yeah, when you're
just locked in.
Yeah, you're locked in. When you're behind the camera, you know, you even tell your subject to move a certain way, because you know, that's how you see the experience shaping itself, and yeah, you just become part of it, and I think the identity kind of like falls by the wayside, and then you allow for the experience to move through you as an instrument of it.
Ooh. So when did you realize that like you needed to be in that state, like to be in life and enjoy life and shit like that?
Like, how did I realize I had to be a creative, like an artist? I suppose I always knew, in a sense, but I think there were canon or catalytic moments that almost forced me, or put me in a position to where I knew, like, okay, I can't play around with this essence anymore. Like, let me just go ahead and express it. And then from that point on, I just made sure that I was practicing everything I could to express what I needed to. And yeah, so for me it was a catalytic moment, but I do think that I've always known.
I would say compared to now versus when you first started, did you find it hard to stay in flow state? Or get there?
I would say the opposite is true. I would say now with a little bit more, conditioning and programming, which I'm doing the work to deconstruct, like how your last guest said. I feel like now it's a little bit harder, whereas before it was like, oh my God, I couldn't wait. And I don't think it was a form of escape, but more so being excited to learn and see what else I could do, because I was constantly surprising myself and learning and like sitting with myself in the learning curve of it. That's really where my inspiration lied, was on the edge of like not knowing what the fuck I'm doing, learning and having that spark within myself. I found a lot of the best work came, but I would say like those younger versions of myself would slip into it like that.
Now, because you do so much, which came first, music, more of the writing, or like film and photography?
Probably the music. I think the music came first. Yeah. Yeah, I would say music came first, and then from that a whole bunch of other things kind of came from that in support of the music. And then developing these other skills, I realized, oh shit, like I actually like bringing other people's visions to life and seeing how I can stoke other people's sparks in their flame. So that also became another passion of mine too. So the more engineer technical side of things I also fell in love with, and it became an art form for me as well.
I love it. Do you have specific like rituals or like habits or like environments that you put yourself in so that you can be in that state? Or is it kind of like you could do it anywhere at any time?
I do think that's true, that I could do it anywhere at any time. However, for music, I would much rather be alone in an environment that is cave-like. We talked about human design the other day, or like earlier, and for me as a projector, or the type of projector I am, whatever. And I don't adhere to these things too crazy. I take what resonates, It's supposed to be that like, I feel safer in kind of like a cave-like environment in certain situations. Creating music is definitely one of those. I like for the stimulus to be like just void. I like to be in like a dark void when I'm creating, so shit can get weird and I can be raw and real with the shit.
Love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
otherwise I'm empathizing with people. I'm like,
true.
I'm thinking at least like, oh, how did that sound, or was that weird?
Yeah.
Whereas by myself, I'm like, nah, it's not
There's
even fuck
no
the world.
influence. Yeah,
There's just
you're
no
just
influence.
the influence.
Yeah,
That's real.
I'm more immersed in the work for sure.
Weird. Have you ever experienced like creative blocks?
Yes.
How'd you get through them?
Creative blocks. And it's funny because one side of me doesn't believe in them. One side is like, a creative block is just stubbornness with like, around not doing what you need to do. Sometimes it's warranted. Sometimes the stubbornness or the creative block, it comes from like the environment for real.
Yeah.
But the way I tend to get over it is through these other mediums for me. And sometimes I forget that too. It's always, say my creative block is in music, for instance. If I lock in on a good video and something that I'm passionate about, I'll be like, yo, it'd go perfect for this video is like some of my own production. And then it's like, okay, this project used to mean, or music used to mean this for me, and I was blocked in this way because I had constricted it around what I feel like it should be over here, whereas now I realize that I need it. Now I need it. I need it for something. It's not just like a passion of mine or a form of expression. It's a tool that I can use. So perspective shift through expressing myself in different mediums. Yep.
I love it. So would you say you approach your creative work with structure and planning, or do you just let your intuition guide the process? A little bit of both.
The latter for sure. I'm definitely learning to at least write down like, okay, this is what I want to complete in this amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like, at least up to this point, I haven't really structured it out like that. But I do see how that could be of great benefit to me to start doing that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Planning
for sure.
it out.
For sure, yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like for most people, especially when it comes to art and expression, it's like experience-based, but like do you sometimes have to go out into specific environments to spark your creativity?
That's a good question. I feel like you're asking me that because you know I'm a Sagittarian. But yes.
I mean, it's like, I don't know, you can only pull so much from your own bucket before it's like, hold on, let me go outside and see something.
No, absolutely, yeah. I feel like I have a lot of good material to work with just in my own being, but it definitely helps to travel and to meet new people and like with the people that I do know, like have deeper conversations or conversations we haven't had before. And yeah, I think just to keep, how a good friend of mine says, like keep the river flowing in a sense of like that material, not holding on. And that also says to me like not just hyper fixating on what you do have, what I do have, but making sure that I'm constantly replenishing that reservoir of material to use, being life experiences, being, yeah.
I don't know, I keep getting this inclination to ask, like, have you ever had, like, pushback on the stuff that you do, that you create?
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't know, I'm like, I feel like I should ask that.
It's funny because
it's not on my list of questions.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was first publishing like professional sounding quality music, it was very much so experimental. I would say my music is, it's blues, it's jazzy, there is some house influence like from my particular sound, but where I was definitely more experimental and like whatever, which I also love. And I was a kid at the time, as like a teenager. My parents were going to send me back to Colorado for like I don't know, just a visit. I don't know, to see my brother or something. And they knew that I was gonna go out there and create music. But my dad at the time, he was like, yo, like, are you gonna be creating like that type of music? Cause like we don't really support that.
Oh.
He said that.
Oh.
And
damn. That's crazy.
I don't know if it's me being an Aquarius or if it's just my rebellious spirit in general. But I was like, oh, bro, that's like the biggest confirmation you could have ever gave me.
Yeah,
like, thank you so much for that. Like, fuck you. And like, thank you for that, because like, if I know that if I'm not having haters, especially, people who's supposed to be my tribe for real.
You get a hater, you made it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? Then I'm not doing it right. So I definitely I've gotten people who are like, I don't know, like, what genre is this? Or like, this is too happy, or it's too sweet,
too
or it's
happy.
Like it's
what?
I don't know, and I'm like, I have let it kind of get to me in the sense of like, oh, I'm creating a chord progression. This sounds good, but fuck, I don't want it to be too happy or too like, too whatever at the time. So yeah, but fuck that. And also, I want to use those things as confirmations that. My work is unique. I don't have to try for it to be creative, or for it to be something that is unprecedented.
Right.
So yeah, I appreciate it all.
That's fucking dope. Now, what would you say, or like give advice to someone who's like, I feel like I want to create, but I don't know like what to do or where to start? Yeah. I've met these types before. There's a lot of people who say, because it's like, met these people before. It's just like I feel like this type of person says like, oh, I'm not creative. I have a job and maybe I'll cook here and there, but just to eat. It doesn't mean anything to me. And what I would challenge those people to do is to
go a little deeper within their own selves and ask themselves why they've put up, you know, that certain wall, that barrier of like, what makes you think that you're not creative? You know, I'm sure those people have come in contact at some point with, you know, the programming from religion being like, we're all reflections of God. I'm not Christian or anything like that. I'm spiritual, but I definitely agree with us being, you know, creative and godly in nature, at least part of it. So, you know, it has to be true that everybody's creative. So I would say, like, I also think part of it too is kind of that imposter syndrome, where they don't think maybe a little sketch or something is that creative, or the way they're communicating with someone else is creative, or like what they wear. I would ask them to look at like how they've expressed themselves, or what they do when they get inspired, or something like that, because you'll find creativity in humans in the most mundane of places.
For sure. It's not just limited to one thing or the other. You can be creative in a lot of places.
Right.
Did you ever feel like you weren't creative?
No.
You always knew?
Yeah, I've always been creative, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I've always been a sort of an entrepreneur, too. That's something I've been realizing lately. The memory of my sister or my family moving from the apartments that we were living in, my sister and I took as an opportunity to like have a book sale, and like and setting this up was it was like a flip switch. It was so easy to just get in that mode of, okay, you know, these big books are gonna be this much, and then we're gonna set it up this way so that, you know, maybe when people come this way, they're going to feel more inclined to pay a little bit more, you know, or we're going to spread the word this way. And that in itself is very creative. Yeah.
I do like that you brought up the whole, like, how you dress or, like, how you cook or things like that, because it's like, yeah, I think people, like we were saying, it's like they either think creativity is like, oh, putting like the brush to the canvas, or just making music, or like more of those things where it's like, oh, I wasn't good in art class, so it's like I'm not creative. And it's like, no, you could be creative in other means. It's like, how do you show up in life, and how do you, it's like the aesthetic aspect of it is like, what is it, what's your signature without people knowing you're there type of vibe. So
it could be like how you read a book, like how you take notes.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, the amount of people used to take notes and they'd be over here fucking drawing and like calligraphy. Yeah. I'd be like, what the color coded, and I'm like, yo, shit. And I'm like, and you're retaining all this information while you're doing that too. And it's like, and they're just like,
yeah.
It's like, no, hone in there.
That's your essence right there.
Yeah, it's like you could be making wedding invitations and selling and making hella money, but instead you're just like,
you discredit your own power, your own creativity. Yeah,
I think it's important too what you said of the imposter syndrome, because it's like, I think we only think of imposter syndrome in certain circumstances, and it's like, no, it comes up in the littlest things where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go to a party, and then you start dressing, you're like, oh, I don't know if this is appropriate, or like you go get a gift for somebody, and then it's like, but it's like, just you're fucking fine, just like trust yourself, trust your intuition.
Yeah.
Well, what are you creating right now? What do you got going on?
Talk
about yourself.
Talk about myself. Yes. Great. This is good for the imposter syndrome. I'm really honing in on how I can utilize all of my skills to create, to where like if I'm in one medium, I don't have to feel restricted in others. And I'm working on music right now. It's still Q1. Me and our creative group, we're kind of going by different quarters. We're utilizing that business culture for our own benefit. You know what I'm saying? Working on music. I have some really dope visuals. I'm like getting together. I plan on resourcing some creatives as well. What else am I creating?
Big project energy over here.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also like, I'm one who, like, I recently read in the Yoga Sutras that, like, the reason you don't want to tell everybody everything is because when you tell people those things that are close to your heart, you lose the sense of reverence for them. And I've always wondered why I felt like I do need to guard it in that way, and that's because, you know, we've seen so many people talk about shit, and like I just want to show. I just want to be it. I want to express it. So yeah, I have music for y'all on the way. I have been in a bit of like a dormant period for my music, or to where I've not expressed it to the full capacity, but I've learned so much, and I'm like really excited for what I'm putting together. And yeah, we got some visuals on the way. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, don't give them too much now.
Yeah, not
but
too much.
It's also important too. It's like you don't want everybody up in your business, because that also creates evil eye and all the other stuff. And also it's just and then you're more open to your ideas being taken and somebody doing something quicker. And granted, it's you that makes it, but it doesn't mean somebody wouldn't try and be like, oh, that's actually a good fucking idea, let me go do this, you know. And then it's like, what the fuck, like I just talked about that. So no, it is important that you keep
you safeguard your energy, your creations.
I tell people that a lot, where I'm like, you're in the blueprinting phase. Like, you don't need no outside influence. It's like when it's time to actually build the home, all right, then go ahead and start being like, hey, I need help here. Like, but it's like, you don't need to involve. It's like you're saying, being in your cave, you don't need that outside influence. You just need to
you gotta
stick to your truth.
Concentrate the energy on the project before you go like, hey, blah blah blah, and you get these different like, you know, concentrated. One thing I also do really love, I wanted to touch on too, is collaborative work.
Yes, involving others into your creative flow.
This is the 10 year, this is the year of the fire horse. I think it's very much that energy. Collaboration is a good word, you know, it sounds great, but it takes a lot of work to understand how you can be a supportive character in certain places, or like a main character, or, you know, these different roles, because like J. Cole said, the bigger we get, the more our egos collide, and that it stands to be true. So like, I just really appreciate collaboration. I didn't used
Aquarius of you.
Yeah, it's very
humanitarian, working with the people.
It used to not really be that. Yeah, it's definitely an active process. It doesn't happen passively, and I think it's a beautiful thing. And more people should involve more people, and also like make sure that they are compensated accordingly. That's very important as well.
And also, it's like with collaboration. Hello? What just happened?
I don't know. It's okay. We're just.
Anyway,
I need like a shadow clone to like help me produce the show from over there.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, I mean we have some cool colors, but the function, I don't know. But it's still recording. So
what was I gonna say? Oh, collaboration. And also I think it's like obviously using discernment on who you're collaborating, because you can't be collaborating with everybody. But when you do find the right one, the flow, when you're in flow state together, is so effortless. It's like you don't even need to do the whole like, okay, this is where you're gonna be and this is what you're gonna say. It's like it just happens, and it's like, yo, we just like, it's like swimming together.
It is.
Versus like some people are like, oh yeah, okay, we should have like planned this out a little bit more.
I'm trying to tell you this, and it's right fucking here.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Or if you're dealing with their imposter syndrome, but you're fine, it's like,
okay, there's that too.
So it's like, you got to be discerning. But it's like when you get the right ones, it's so good, and it's so much more powerful.
It is very powerful. You come out of it and look at the work, and you're just like, whoa.
Right, it's like, let's do it again.
Yeah, for real.
It brings more fuel to the fire, and it's just like, I don't know, something about it, and then how it's received is just exactly how it's supposed to be. So
no, really though. Yay. Seriously.
Well, I thank you for coming on and being on this side of the show and talking, because it's like you do so much, and I think you deserve to be shown off.
Yes.
So
thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me. I know we kind of didn't know what we're going to talk about.
Nah, but then I was like, we're talking to this like media alchemist over here as well. Yeah, let's talk about flow state. Yeah. You do it in so many different realms. But also, speaking of you, tell the people how they can reach you. Yes.
So y'all can reach me at Honor Indigo. That's my personal on Instagram. I'm still working on my website. And then for now, peoples_Q for my creative capture and documentation page, the People's Archive of some of my curated work, where you can get in touch with me for video, for photo needs, as well as storytelling. And I'm also a certified audio, or excuse me, yeah, a producer, as well as an engineer. So that's kind of like a little extra things that I offer as well. But get in touch, get in tune. Look forward to speaking with y'all.
Yay. No, for real, do it. He's so good. You see how the show has been, so I can vouch for it. And also, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've seen some of the pictures that I've posted recently that he's also taken that are like... So, yes. And you guys already know you can reach me at expansionsransom.com, or you can follow me on Instagram and you can message me there if you want to be a guest on the show at Expansionsransom LLC. But I will see you guys on the next episode.